While you were checking your email, scrolling your phone, and maybe tapping your card for groceries, 3,000 other people filed a complaint with the FBI saying they just lost money online. Okay, that's not a guess. It's fresh news from a report the FBI quietly dropped this week, and by now, every major news channel and social media should be broadcasting it. Now, in 2025, Americans, they lost $20.9 billion to cybercrime. Not a million, a billion. That is a 26% jump from the year before, the highest number the FBI has ever recorded in the nearly 25-year history of this report. Over 1 million complaints. 1 million. People who picked up the phone, they went to ic3.gov and they said, look, I got robbed. And that is just the people who reported it. Now, I'm Professor Dennis Kenny. I'm Director of Programs at Excel Mind Cyber Institute. And in the next few minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down exactly what the FBI found, who's getting hit the hardest, and the 4 things that you need to do today to make sure you are not in next year's report. So stay with me, because the AI section of this report, I am telling you, is something that you are not prepared for. Every single year, the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, the IC3, releases an annual report. Now, it is the single most credible snapshot of cybercrime in America, and it is not a blogger's opinion. It's not a cybersecurity vendor that's trying to sell you something. This is the FBI, and this year's report, for the first time in its history, added a brand new section. Artificial intelligence. Okay, we're gonna get there. But first, let me show you where the money is going. So number 1, 8.6 billion loss to investment fraud. That is nearly half of all scam-related losses. Nearly 49 cents of every dollar lost to cybercrime in 2025 went to fake investments. Cryptocurrency, that was the biggest vehicle, with 181,565 complaints, totaling more than 11 billion in losses. And here's the part that makes this so dangerous. These scams, they don't look like scams. They look like opportunities, like a contact on LinkedIn, a WhatsApp group, a trading platform with one of those slick dashboards showing you the money growing in real time. And you don't know, and you don't even find out that it's fake until you try to withdraw the money. Now, number 2, 3 billion lost to business email compromise. So this is one that is for anybody that is running a business or working in finance. Now, a scammer impersonates your CEO, your vendor, or your accountant. One email, one wire transfer, and then gone. And this is not a small business problem. Fortune 500 companies lose to this every single year. And number 3, $2.1 billion loss to tech support fraud. Now look, you already know this one. The pop-up, the phone call, the Microsoft technician. But in 2025, those scammers, they got even smarter. And the FBI numbers, they prove that it's only getting worse. Now, this is the part that I told you to stay for, because for the first time ever, the FBI dedicated an entire section of this report to artificial intelligence. 22,364 complaints. That is nearly 893 million in losses, and all of it tied to scams that used AI as a weapon. Now, to be clear, scammers are cloning voices, your mother's voice, your boss's voice. They take 10 seconds of audio from a public video or voicemail, they recreate it with AI. Then they call you and they say, look, I'm in trouble. I need money right now. Please don't tell anybody. And if you do, you may never see me again. And they generate these fake identity documents, the driver's licenses, the passports, the employment letters that look completely real, used to open bank accounts. Then they take out loans in your name. And they create these deep fake videos of public figures to push these fake investments. So you see a video of a well-known CEO telling you to invest in a platform. It never happened. That CEO has no idea the video exists. The FBI's message is simple. Oh, take a beat. Before you send the money, before you click a link, before you wire anything, just take a pause. Now, in GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance, that is literally called a verification control, and it costs you nothing. Now, I need to say this clearly because it matters. People aged 60 and above filed over 201,000 complaints in 2025. Their losses was $7.7 billion. $7.7 billion. Now that's up by 37% from what was recorded in 2024. So that is not because older people are foolish. No, that is because scammers deliberately target them with the most sophisticated, most emotionally manipulative attacks. The voice clones, the grandchild in danger, the government agent demanding the immediate payment, and government impersonation scams. They nearly doubled from 17,300 complaints in 2024 to over 32,500 in 2025. 797 million in losses. So someone calls you pretending to be from Social Security, IRS, or the FBI itself. Yes, scammers impersonate the FBI and they tell you your account is frozen or there's a warrant out for your arrest. Now, this works because they exploit the one thing that overrides logic: fear of authority. Now, if you have a parent, a grandparent, an aunt, or an uncle who is not watching content like this, please send them this video right now. Because most people in that age group, they aren't usually, as social media or tech savvy. So they need this information more. And most American cybersecurity creators will not tell you this because they are not really paying attention to it. And this report is global. Canada, they led foreign complainants with 7,479 reports. India, Japan, and the UK followed. Now that number might sound small, but think about what that means. Cybercrime is not just an American problem. It is a problem that follows internet access. And as more people across the global south move online, those numbers will continue to grow. So if you're in Africa right now and you're watching this, the scams that are hitting your city are not smaller versions of what's happening in New York. In fact, Nigeria ranked 12th among all foreign countries filing complaints with 1,219 reports. They're the same playbook, sometimes run by the same networks. Now, the FBI report, that's a mirror, and it is showing all of us the same thing. Now, here's what I want you to do, okay? Not tomorrow, today. Number one, turn on transaction alerts for every single financial account that you own. Not weekly summaries, real-time alerts for every transaction. So if something goes through that you did not authorize, you will know in seconds, not days. 2, enable two-factor authentication using an authenticator app, not SMS. Text message codes, they can be intercepted. And Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator generates a code that lives only on your device. So this one step alone blocks most account takeover attacks. Number 3, verify before you transfer, always out of band. So if your CEO emails you asking for a wire transfer, call your CEO on a number that you already have, not one in the email. And if someone claiming to be the IRS calls you, hang up and call the IRS directly at irs.gov. Now, this is what out-of-band verification means, and it is the most single effective control against social engineering. 4, protect your elders. So have the conversation. Save this video if you need to. Sit down with your parents or grandparents and tell them no government agency will ever call you and demand immediate payment. No bank will ask you for your full password over the phone. No grandchild emergency requires gift cards. That conversation could save someone in your family thousands of dollars. Okay, now look at those 4 steps again. Transaction alerts, authenticator apps, out-of-band verification, a conversation with your elders. None of that requires a degree. None of it costs more than just a few minutes of your time, and every single one of them maps directly to the kind of compliance controls that companies pay specialists serious money to implement and audit. And that's the thing that most people miss. But if you are somebody who watched this video and thought, oh my gosh, wait, I want to go deeper on this. If you are the person in your family, in your office, in your community, who people already come to when something goes wrong with their device or their account, or if you're a cybersecurity enthusiast and you're just genuinely curious about organizations systematically and how they defend themselves against exactly the kind of fraud that we just broke down at scale across entire companies, hospitals, government agencies, financial institutions, then what you are looking for, well, it has a name. It's called GRC, governance, risk, and compliance, because it is so simple to grasp. In most organizations, they don't know it's the backbone of every serious cybersecurity program on the planet. Same frameworks that protect billion-dollar corporations. Yeah, the ones that I teach at Excel Mind Cyber Institute are built on the exact same principles that you just learned in the last 8 minutes. Now, the gap between you and the six-figure cybersecurity career, I'm telling you, it is not talent. It is knowing how to speak the language. Now, the FBI dropped this report and the mainstream media barely flinched. 20.9 billion lost. 1 million complaints. An AI threat category the FBI is tracking for the very first time. But you watch this video. You know what is in it, who is being targeted, and what to do. And now you also know that this knowledge is worth something professionally, not just personally. So if this video helped you, please feel free to hit the subscribe button below. I drop breakdowns like this every week. And if you're serious about building a career in cybersecurity, particularly in GRC, which is exactly the framework that protects against everything we just talked about, the link to get started is in the description. I'm Professor Dennis Kenny, and I will see you in the next update.